The jet peel is a way to remove stubborn blackheads or sebaceous filaments using water pressure to put pressure on the pores to pop out those sebaceous filaments. As with any procedure, you should do it in the hands of a licensed professional, or you can actually still damage the skin. This looks like a villain getting out of costume at the end of the day. If you're into ASMR, it might be a fun video, but this looks painful. She's got to put a lot of force into that. The wax is dried and hardened on there. He is not having a good time. Lots of pain. Getting it up off the back, the neck, and now the scalp. He's going to need like a chiropractic adjustment after this. No mercy. And then the ears. We got the ears. And she just goes for it. Boom. The nose. Ooh. I don't think he's going to want to do that again. Another incredible pimple pop, cyst pop here. This is a little abscess going on. This is a pretty good infection. No gloves, but I'm not too upset about that because he's using a no hands approach. Let's check this out. It just keeps coming out all on its own. He just constricts his face. Using clean Q-tips every time I do like that. And just pushes. Ooh, this looks so painful. I'd recommend seeing a doctor, like a dermatologist or urgent care, because this might need antibiotics. This could be a dangerous area of the face to have an abscess. And really putting some pressure into it this time. It looks painful. He got a lot out that time. So much, it just drips off. I hope he's feeling better after something like this for sure. We've got a piercing on the ear here. Now this is something where you do have a higher risk of infection when you go through the cartilage. And this has a hair wrapped around in there. I don't know how this one happened, but that's wild looking. I would recommend that this piercing come out in order to allow that to heal. This is something called a nevus comedonicus. Nevus comedonicus. Nailed it. This is a birthmark, and it's a collection of open comedones. In and of itself, it's harmless. They can be associated with other genetic conditions. It can be removed by surgery or laser. I can already tell that this is going to be great. We've got a Biore pore strip on a mostly willing participant here, but pay attention as it comes off because these are not just normal sebaceous filaments. They look like tiny vellus hairs, and this could be a condition known as trichostasis spinulosa, where vellus hairs grow on the nose, and it's harmless but fascinating. This is not your average pimple pop. He gets the whole cyst out, sac and all. This says she thought she had a splinter, but it's more like the whole tree. Look at this thing as it comes out. They're using tweezers, no gloves, not a sterile field, but hopefully they clean things off beforehand. She's got what's called a foreign body reaction going on. The body tries to wall this foreign object out so that it can't cause infection or other things deeper inside the body. They've got a good hold of it here, and let's check this out. Ooh, that's huge.
What?
Boom. Now there's an intense amount of inflammation in that area, and this still could have an infection. When you get a wood splinter like that, especially if it's been in there a while, you could be at risk for some atypical infections, not your usual staph and strep, things that don't necessarily respond to the typical antibiotics. So if this doesn't start resolving pretty quickly, I would definitely go see a doctor. This is well executed aftercare of a chemical peel. This person had the VI peel, and they're removing the dead skin as it comes off with scissors rather than peeling it off. If you peel it off, you're going to be removing the skin that isn't ready to come off yet, so just trim carefully. All right, let's take a look at this big juicy abscess / pimple on the temple. This is a really vascular area, so abscesses here can be quite dangerous. Not using any gloves, I think this thing's already quite infected and would recommend medical attention. He's got to push pretty hard. I can only imagine that this is a really, really painful one. There's so much inflammation there, and he's not getting a lot out. He's going to need some more stuff done to this one. All right, you know it's going to be good when we're using a dental pick to open up that abscess. Not ideal, no gloves, dirty tools. Let's see it.
Ow.
Boom! That was impressive.
That fucking hurts.
I like it. And the moment you've been waiting for, dermatologist reviews the green tea mask. Get a look at my skin before we put this on. I got as close to the camera as I really could, and we put it on. Make sure I get good, even coverage. Wouldn't want to mess up. And we're going to wipe it off. And there's no change. But I realized what I did wrong, so bear with me while we try it again on my nose. I want to get a good even application on there because that's where my pores are most apparent, is on my nose. And we're going to add chia seeds this time. That seems to be an important step in all of the videos. Sprinkle a little bit of chia seeds on there. Now let's see what happens. Once it's on there, we're just going to wait a little bit of time, make sure it can do its magic, and the big reveal. Shoot, it doesn't show any changes. Is anyone surprised? 0 out of 10 stars. Would not recommend. If you like pops, you're gonna like this one. I can't tell, but I think this might be a navel piercing where the skin is grown over the back. Boom. This is dermaplaning, and it's a really satisfying treatment to perform and to undergo. It removes some of that baby soft hair off of the face and gently exfoliates the upper layer of skin. It can really be part of a good skincare routine that gives you an amazing glow. All right, we've got another wart removal here. So these thick calluses actually happen because the virus that produces the wart releases certain proteins. It causes these proteins to be made that stimulate the cells to continue to divide long past they would in normal healthy skin. And so you get this really bad thickening of the skin. And those cells are filled with the virus that causes wart, and that's in the HPV virus family. So you can shave this down without any pain because there's no nerve endings inside this really thick skin. Of course, as you get down there far enough, it will start to feel painful, and you have to be very careful, and that's why I recommend this be done in the hands of a professional. And that appears to be the case, other than this blade I'm unfamiliar with, but they're wearing gloves. It looks like it's in a controlled setting. The foot looks like it has been cleaned. So this is an appropriate way to remove some of that thickened callus. Let's check out this pop. We're going for some precision here. -1, no gloves. This leg is very red and very swollen, and you can see how it blanches when they push on it. This person may be at risk for cellulitis, which is an infection of the skin that can be life-threatening if not treated properly. This is an amazing one. This is an interdigital pilonidal sinus. That means a nest of hairs. This is really uncommon because we don't have hair follicles on our hands or on our feet. This happens in barbers or hairdressers when that skin gets wet and macerated. Hairs that they're cutting can penetrate the skin there and cause this little infection. So certain things can be done by the hairdressers to avoid this. Care needs to be taken because infections there can be pretty bad. This is just wild.
All right, moms, you know when your kids have a sliver and you're like, oh, let me just poke it out with tweezers and they're kicking there, screaming and crying and shit? I got you. I know you all have one of these. Snip off the top. All right, now that you've cut off the top, find the tip of the sliver where it goes in the hand. All right, so hers starts on this side, so you're gonna place it over here and then just pull it up. All right, so what you're gonna do is just gently put it over, pull it up, and it comes right out. I just wanna know where this was as I was growing up. All right, just make sure you wash it a little bit, throw a little peroxide on, and you're all set.
Check out this tick removal. If a tick has been on the skin for greater than 24 hours, there's a lot higher risk that it could transmit Rocky Mountain spotted fever or Lyme disease. So it's important to get them off by usually twisting.
We're back with another extraction video.
So this individual has a lot of sebum in their nose, but ultimately this is pretty normal. It's really satisfying to watch as it comes out, but this is a normal accumulation of oil from their oil glands. This is being removed professionally by an esthetician who knows what they're doing. So this is not something that I would encourage you to try at home. Just enjoy this. So we've got another splinter in the foot here. Oh my gosh. How was that in there for so long? That is insane. That's definitely infected too. There's pus coming out. That thing's an inch long. All right, we've got a splinter in the finger and we're using some nail tools to get it out. Look how big this is. Holy cow. I don't know how that got in there.